Hello everyone, my name is Bim and welcome to the making of Minecraft vs Star Wars. So the story of Minecraft vs Star Wars starts over a year ago, before I made my first viral video, those Spider-Man videos that you might have seen on TikTok. It was November 2021 when that scene came to my head. The scene where Steve falls to the ground, he throws a stack of ender pearls in the air, they start landing, and he's teleporting all around the Jedi in every direction, and the Jedi's like, whoa, he's going to use the Force to tell where Steve's going to be next, and that day I wrote the entire script around that scene. That was going to be the climax. I knew it was too ambitious, my skills weren't there yet, I knew I wouldn't be able to pull it off. So the script just sat there for months. And then in June of this year, I decided to make a test shot, to test film that most advanced shot. So I went over to Connor's house and we filmed this. It was time for the big day for the main shoot in Redwood Forest. I used my Panasonic G9, I got some handles on it. I also used a gimbal for a few of the shots. I also used this little pocket RGB thing as my only piece of lighting that I had. And I used this to exaggerate the glow that came out of the lightsabers. But you see, the lightsaber's pretty cool anyway. Like, it lights up, so I barely have to do any effects on this. It's actually pretty simple, we'll go over that later. And if you want to get one of these, there's a link in the description. I think it's buy one get one free if you use my promo code. The shoot was so fun. I couldn't believe how good it was turning out. Like, I could even tell on the tiny screen that the lighting was just so good. On this shot here, it's a very quick shot in the movie. It has he spinning his sword around. I had to keep telling Connor to make the sword closer to the camera. Ready? Go. That could be sick. Action. Jesus Christ! I forgot to follow. I forgot to fall over. Okay. Action. I got home, I finished the rough cut, right? I put all the footage together, kind of to the music, no special effects. I basically had chosen the good takes, but there was an entire section missing and I had to film a rough draft of that section. Then I had to go out shooting again with Connor to get him on the green screen for both the sky sequence and also for the money shot where he's teleporting all over the place. In order to be efficient while I filmed Connor on the green screen doing all the sword swings, what I did, I created all these live photos of every attack that I was going to need to record him doing. So on set I could just look at this and then direct him. And as a director, sometimes you have to, you know, demonstrate for your actors what to do. So that's what I did right here. I'm just telling him how I want to, just... Alright. It's ironic that I'm not even one of the actors, but I'm the one who got the most injured making the movie. So then we had to film the sky sequence, and I had to leave it as late in the day as possible because I needed the sun to be essentially at the horizon, perfectly backlighting him in this very cinematic way. So then it was time to edit the movie, which only took me about 4 months. 180 hours, and I'll break down the VFX of a couple of my favorite shots. Alright, time for the VFX tutorial. I'm going to be showing you how I made 2 of the shots. This shot here where all I added was the lightsaber glow, and this shot which was crazy and it took me like 15 hours to figure out. Alright, here we are in After Effects. All I'm doing is adding some more glow to the lightsaber, and as you can see there already is a little because the lightsaber does really light up. First thing I do is I duplicate the layer so that I can have a layer just for the lightsaber. The next step is to select the lightsaber, and if you have a lightsaber that really lights up, then you don't have to cut it out frame by frame. There's a much easier way. I'm going to click on the saber layer, go up here, type in extract, and drag it onto the footage. The extract effect is one that allows you to extract a certain brightness from your video. I'll show you what I mean. Up here I've got the controls for the extract effect, and when I take this little bit here and I drag it to the right, we're going to see most of the footage disappear, and it's going to leave just the brightest parts. Now when I press play, we can see I've got just the lightsaber here. It's perfect. So now that I've got the lightsaber isolated, I just add some glow, and I use the glow effect to do that. I'll go up here, type in glow, drag it onto the layer, and that adds it to the effect stack over here on the left. I'm going to change the color of this glow effect to be a cyan, like this, and I'm going to also change color A and color B, like that. I then also need to tell the computer to use the colors I selected, not original colors, but A and B colors. I can then mess around with the radius and the intensity until I have something that looks good. There we are, we'll pull up the radius a little, that already looks pretty good. Now, I'm going to take this glow and I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to have actually a few layers of glow that are at different radiuses, radii. So I click on the glow effect and duplicate with Control D. And now I'm going to change the color of this slightly towards darker blue. And I'll expand the radius a little further and probably the intensity as well. Wonderful. Now I'll do it one more time. Duplicate, make it a darker blue, and expand the radius even more and the intensity even more. And now I'm going to go back up to the first one, maybe bring down the intensity a little. There we are. Now I turn back on my original layer. I probably could have done that earlier. And there's one more very important step, and that is changing the blend mode of the lightsaber layer to screen. The blend mode can be found right here. And here's the final result. It looks pretty sweet. Here's the before and the after. For this key shot of the sky sequence, the first thing I did was key out Connor from the background. And despite him being on a green screen, this took a lot of effort and like 10 layers. Once I'd removed the background, you could still tell he was sitting on a stool. So what I did was I added a little bit of wiggle to his position and his rotation to make him look floaty. I then went on the internet to find images for the background. This one with the mountains, that one really inspired me, but it wasn't high enough resolution for me to use. So I took this high resolution image and I took it into Photoshop so I could split it up into layers that I would be able to manipulate in After Effects. I put the layers into After Effects in a kind of diorama of 3D space so that I could animate the camera moving through it to get that 3D sense of parallax. I then added the sun, Connor, the Minecraft mountains in the background. I think they really add a sense of scale and it's a fun Easter egg. And then it was time for 3 finishing touches. One is this little thing of smoke that comes through as Connor bursts through the atmosphere. Next is the camera shake, which I added really close to the end of the process because it's just easier to do everything else without any camera shake. And last is the lens flare, which just chef's kiss, a little bit of sauce right at the end. If you haven't seen the whole movie yet, I think you'll be able to click a link right here, or stick around and we're about to watch the entire movie with a side-by-side comparison, before and after special effects. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment if there's any other shots you want an in-depth tutorial on, and we'll see you next time. Bye.